Welcome back, guys, after a long break. And in this session, we are going to discuss about um, time calculations or time-related functions, the most important one, and people are waiting for this from long back, I guess. In last sessions, you all know we discussed about a lot of functions, and we also discussed about basic simple calculations, how to write calculations, and what are the different scope of calculations, like using with statement, using create statement, and the calculations that we created in cube using bits environment. Now let's see about time functions. So this plays a major role. As I told you earlier, the time dimension is the most important one. In the same way, time calculations or time functions plays a major role. Why? Because most of the calculations are dependent on time. So let me start with it. I'm taking a simple query. I'm taking sales amount on columns, and I'm taking, if I want to get a particular year sales from the hierarchy, what I have to do? I have to drag that member on rows from cube name. So this is a simple query I can use to get the sales of a particular year. Why? Because I've taken a member from year hierarchy, year level. So I'm talking about year here in this case. Now let's see how to get the previous member of this. Now this guy will have a previous member, right? How to get the previous member of this? Is there any function for this? Yes, we have a function, and the function is previous member, prev. And you also can you can also use lag and lead functions. You are very well aware of that. So having knowledge on that, let's jump into the remaining functions. One is previous function. If you see, this is a member. Okay. The function is previous member. So dot prev member. So dot previous member, as the name saying, it gives you previous member. What is the previous member for 2002? It is 2001. So like that, you can go n number of levels. Like let's say I'm at 2004, and I'm taking previous year dot previous member dot previous member, and so on. So let me execute this, and it is returning 2001. Why? Because 2004, this one will do -1, this one will do -1, and this one will do -1. So this one will do -1. That is 2003, 2002, and 2001. That is why it is returning 2001. So this is how you can go back by n number. Like you can, if you have 10 previous member functions used in a query for a particular member, then it will take you 10 members back. So it is not only for years. You can apply it for any attribute member or any hierarchy member. Okay. And now let's see a similar one. How to go forward? I copied the same queries. I'm taking next member. So next member function is used to navigate to the next function or next member available. In the same way, let me copy the next member function for the year 2002 dot next member. Again, I have copied twice. I've used the function twice, and hence it will take me 2 members forward, that is 2004. What will happen if I have one more next member here? Will it show 2004 or will it show blank? So you can see it on the screen. It will show blank. Why? Because there is no member after 2004. 2004 is the last member that is available, and hence if you ask for the next member to the 2004 year, then it will say, sorry boss, I don't have anything to show. So next member, previous member dot next member, what this one will return. You can play with these functions. You can see this function will return nothing. Why? Because this will go to 2005, that is nothing, again back 2004, again back. Sorry, once it's gone to some unknown member, then it will not return anything. It won't go back. But here, if you use previous member dot next member, it will go back by 2 members, that is 2002, and next member will bring you back to 2003. So this is how you can make use of the functions previous member and next member. And you can use these functions in range operator. What is the range operator? I hope you guys still remember that. The range operator is the one which is used to specify some set of values. We have done that using lag and lead functions. Let me show you an example. You know 2003 is the year. Whenever the user passes 2003, you have to give 1 year before that and 1 year after that. How can you specify that? So this is the member. Previous member will give you 1 member before that, and range, and I'm ending it at 2003 dot next member. So what this guy will do? This guy will start at 2002 and end at 2004. Why? Because this is the member 2003. 2003's previous member is 2002, so it is the starting point in the range I have specified. And 2003's ending point, next member is the ending point, that is 2004, and it also includes 2003. Why? Because I have specified the range in the middle. So this is how you can make use of use of a previous member and next member functions to retrieve the either 1 month before, one member, either previous member or next member of the member next member of any hierarchy member you specify. Now let's see the most important function, that is parallel period. Let's see how this parallel period works. Let's say I'm taking a function, Control C. Sorry, I'm taking a query. This is a simple query, and here let's say I'm getting 2004 sales. Now we are going to discuss about parallel period function. Parallel period function, generally what it will do is it will take you back to a particular number of years or particular number of months. And let's see how this parallel period function works. I'm taking this query, you know, this returns 2004 sales. Now I'm taking parallel period. Before going to the query straight away, let's take the parallel period function. Syntax: parallel period of level, comma, numeric, comma, member. So which member you want to take to which, how many levels you want to go back, or how many members, or how many positions you want to go back. Let's say if I specify 5 here, it will take 5 positions of this level back to compared to this member. Or I can say in a better way, if I want to say in a better way, this member will be taken this many number of positions back by this level. Let me show you an example here. I'm taking parallel period function, and I'm taking year from the hierarchy, comma, 1, comma, 2004. So if you see, if I execute this guy will return 2003. Why? Because I'm asking the server to take this member, the third parameter, this member back by this level and this many number. So the integer specifies how many positions you have to go back and what level you want to go back. You will get confused if you see this example. Calendar year giving 1 from the point 2004. What it will do is from 2004 it will go back by 1 year. Now let me show you in a better example. So instead of this, I'm giving month. I'm giving April of some month, that is 2003. If I execute this, what will happen? From 2003 April, if you observe this April, I double click to get this picture, to get this pop-up. If you observe this 2003, this is 2002 April. So what this parallel function will do is, the member, the third parameter is a member. This member will be taken 1 year back. I have specified year level. So 1 year back. Instead of year, if I specify quarter, then it will take 1 quarter back. If you see here, you won't get April, you are getting February. Why? Because this is 3 months, 3 months back compared to the member whatever was specified. If you see, this is the April, right? 3 months back, March, January and February. So I'm asking the server to take this April member 1 quarter back. I can call it as 1 quarter back. If I give semester, this guy will be taken back by 1 semester. And you can see it has gone back to December. So from this April, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the parallel period function works from this member in such a way that from the member that is provided in the as the third parameter in the function, it will take this many semesters back, or this many quarters back, or this many years back, or this many months back. It all depends on the first 2 parameters. If I specify 3 here, that means it will take 3 semesters back. Okay. What level you want to go parallelly, then you have to specify in the first parameter. And how many number, what is the digit, what is the numeric value that you want to go back, how many semesters or how many quarters you want to go back, you have to specify it as the second parameter. And the third parameter will take what is the member, what is the starting point of the member from which you want to go back. If I want to go back from April, then specify it as the third parameter. If I want to go back by 2 semesters, then specify 2 here and semesters here. So 2 here and semester level here. So if you specify English month name here, then it will simply take you back English month name, then it will simply take you back by 2 months. And let's see whether it works or not. April, it has gone back to January. So if you see April, March and Jan is the second month from April. So this is how the parallel period function works. And similarly, you can go forward also by specifying negative number. So if I have given -2, so it is showing me, it is returning the result of May. That means April, June and May. So this is how the parallel period function works. Parallel period function will have 3 parameters. The first one is level, based on what you want to go back. I want to go back by year or quarter or semester or month, whatever is present in the hierarchy, you can specify that. And the second one is numeric value, which specifies that how many values you have to take back, or what is the numeric digit, or what is the position, how many positions you want to go back or go forward. And the third one is the member, which is the starting point, from the point either going back or going forward. So this plays a major role. This is a replacement. This is a replacement for which function? This is a replacement, or I can say this is an alternate for the functions lag and lead. Instead of going for lag 52 or lag 2436. So if I specify lag 36, what it will do? It will go back by, sorry, I have to specify month, right? I have specified a month and I have given lag of 36. That means it will take me back by 36 months. So if there is any member, then it will return that. If there is no member, then it won't return anything. If I specify 2004, I think I will have some value here. If I specify, no, still not. So let me go for 24. So lag of 24, it is giving April of 2003 or 2002. Now, it is always risky to use lag functions for going back. Why? Because it starts from 0, 1, 2, 3. The calculations will always get confused. Instead of this, the simplest way is select the year level in the first parameter and specify 2. Okay, and here it should be the April or whatever the month you want. So from these months, it will take you back by 2 years. So this is how you can plan. And this is not this is 2004, and you can see it is taken back to April of so and so. So we can say this parallel period is the best bet than lag and lead. Why? Because lag and lead will always lead to confusion. Why? Because the numerics you are providing, that lag of so and so or lead of so and so, is always confusing. Okay, let me tell you one advantage of having parallel period over lag and lead functions. If you are using, let's say this is a month. Okay, if you want to go back by 2 years, what you have to do? You have to specify 24, right? And next case, in the same query, when the user passes a quarter, if you want to go back by 2 years, then it should be 4 quarters, 4 to the 8. It will become 8. In the third case, if the user specifies a semester, then it will be lag of 4. Why? Because 2 semesters per year, and I want to go back by 4 semesters. And here, let's say you have specified 2003, and if you want to go back by 2 years, means dot lag of 2. So this is the way you have to go for you going back by 2 years. Now let's take the parallel period. Parallel period of, if you specify year hierarchy or whatever may be the hierarchy, and if you want to go back by 2 years, for month it will be the same. For year, for semester, for quarter, again it will remain the same. The complete functionality, the complete function will remain the same, except the month. Except the month is getting replaced with quarter. Now the third case, if you want to go by semester, what you have to do? You just have to replace the month quarter with semester. So if you see, the remaining functionality remains the same, but here in this case the lag is continuously getting changed. So this is one advantage. If you want to write some dynamic function or dynamic query where based on the parameter you are passing, it has to take you back by 2 years, then obviously the parallel period function works better than lag and lead. Lag and lead, you have to change, you have to check so many conditions. If it is semester, use dot lag of 4. If it is quarter, use dot lag of 8. If it is month, use lag of 24, something like that, which is unnecessary headache on the developer or programmer. Okay, now just for time being, let's go back to the previous sessions, what we discussed in the third session of MDX, that is on functions, when we were discussing about range operator. How you are getting the range from the starting to ending? You are very well aware of that. Let's say this is the query I'm gonna use. Until 2004 March I want to get, and if I don't know the starting point, I was using null. Null is to April 2004 April is, it starts from the starting one and then it will end at April 2004. If I give 2003 April, it will start at the starting point, the first value or the starting value that is present in the cube to April 2003. And if I specify, instead of April, if I specify March, then this guy will end at March. So if you don't know the opening period or the starting period, then you can use null. In the same way, if you don't know the last one, what is the last member of the hierarchy? If you see the hierarchy here, the starting member is August, and the August which year? You can see on the pop-up, right? 2001 August, and the last member is July of 2004. So if you don't know the starting and if you don't know the ending point, you can use null while using the range operator. how to get the starting? Most of the guys ask this question in interview. How can you get the starting point? What is the starting hierarchy? Starting member of a hierarchy. So to get that, there is a function. So that function is opening period. So what this opening period will do is, if you specify any particular level, you have to specify level, not member. Remember that if you have to specify level. So if you specify a level, that let's say I'm specifying month here. If you specify opening period of a month, then it will give you the first part. What is the opening? That means what is the first member in the hierarchy. So here you can see this is 2001 August. That is the opening period of this particular hierarchy. Now, how to get the last period? Don't ask me the function name. You know about MDX, it's plain English. If it is opening period, then it will be, what is the opposite for opening? So obviously, closing period. So if you specify closing period, it will give you the last member of the particular hierarchy. And you can see it will be 2004 to July. Let me drag it, and you can see it is 2004 July. So this is how you can get the opening and the closing periods of a particular hierarchy. So this is also a very useful function. These functions looks like not much frequently used one, but when the requirement comes, when a real requirement comes, when you start working on the projects, then you need to use all these functions to achieve the requirement. So opening period and closing period, pretty easy functions where you can get the starting, the first one of the hierarchy and the last one of the hierarchy. There is one more, overloading function I can say. Opening period can also accept one more parameter. Okay, what is that parameter? The parameter, the second one is member. This is the most beautiful one. With member, you can play with the opening period function. The plain opening period function with a level may not be helpful. The example is this one. This may not be that much helpful, but let's say if you want to get the first month sales of every year, first month sales of a particular year, let's say, then how can you do that? So if you specify a particular member, let's say I'm specifying 2003. I don't bother about the first member in the hierarchy. I want to get the first member of the year 2003. Then it will give you the first member of the year 2003. Don't get confused. It is ordered in alphabetical order. That's why February is coming first, then January. So if you go and see, it will be 2003 year, first month, that is February. If you have any question, any doubts, you can see the hierarchy here. February is coming first and then January. Why it is showing like this? It is ordered in alphabetical order. F comes first, then Jan, and then M. Why April is here? Why? Because this belongs to different quarter. Okay, don't get confused, man. So opening period of a particular level with a when you pass some particular member, what it will do is it will give you the first member of the member you specified as the second parameter. Instead of year, if I selected some quarter or some semester, let's say I'm selecting some semester 2 of the year 2002, what this guy will return? This guy will return the first month of the particular semester. Semester 2 is starting with the month August, and hence it is returning August 2002. Right? So this is how the similar thing works fine for closing period 2. What is the closing period for the semester 2 of year 2002? If I specify month, you can see it is ending at October. Okay, and I think you are getting confused because of the alphabetical ordering of English month names. Let me change it. So English month name, go to the properties, order by key, name, attribute key, and attribute name. What is the key here? Key column. So key column, instead of English month name, have to select month number of the year, I think. Let me do. Now this guy will work fine. You don't worry much about this. I'm just changing the order. Instead of going for month names as a key column, I'm going for month number as a close. Let's see how it looks. Okay, the cube is processed. And now let me go back and execute here. And you can see December is coming. And here also, the second semester, you can see that July is coming. And if you specify first semester, you'll get Jan. So I changed the order, which is getting, just because of this you are getting confused. That's why I changed it. Okay, fine. We're done with opening period and closing period with two different overload functions. One is only with by passing level, and another one is by passing level and some member. If you specify some member, it will give you the first one of this particular member. I'm asking for month, first month of this particular member, that is semester 1 of 2002. In the same way, last month of semester 2 of 2002 for this, in this case, the second query, the closing period query. So next we are going to discuss about periods to date function. Before going to that, let's refresh. Why? Because we changed the hierarchy, right? So I'm refreshing the same. Now I'm writing the query for periods to date. Select. I'm taking sales amount on 0, comma, periods to date. The first parameter is what is the starting point, from where you want to start. For example, I'm taking due date again. I want to start at calendar year. Calendar year level I'm asking for. And what is the ending point? I want to end at April of year 2003. And you can see the numbers are coming rather than April. Why? Because I changed the hierarchy, key column there, to order it in ascending order. You remember that, right? So periods to date of starting from the calendar year of that particular, that means this guy belongs to some calendar year, right? That is 2003. So starting from that year, give me up to the month 4th on 1 from cube name. So let me take the cube name here, and if you execute this, you can see it is starting from that particular year and it is returning till the particular month. Now let me copy the same query. Instead of calendar year, the first value I'm giving quarter. So what will be written? Any guess? It will return only April. Why? Because starting from this particular, see, this member will belongs to some quarter. So starting from that quarter, return until the member I have given. If I provide semester, it will return the same. That is, it will return Jan, Feb, March and April. Why? Because starting semester, this particular 2003 month 4 belongs to semester 1, and that semester 1 starts from January and you are requesting to end it at April. So this is how this works. The semester can be better explained using some member, let's say 10. 10 belongs to semester 2 and that is October month. So semester 2 starts from July, August, September, October should be written. So let's see, July, August, September, October is written. So this is how the periods to date. Periods to date means the first parameter will say from where it has to start. The second parameter is a member. Where is the end point? What is the end point? The end point is October. And start point is semester wise. That particular semester to which this particular October belongs to. This October belongs to semester 2 and semester 2 starts from July. If I give quarter, then this October belongs to quarter 4 and that particular quarter starts from October, and hence it will return only October. So keep in mind, the second member of this periods to date is the ending point, and the starting member will specify where to start from. If you specify year in this case, then the October belongs to the year 2003 and the year starts from January. The starting point is January. So the first parameter will decide from where it has to start, and the second parameter will say where it has to end. So the periods to date, really a very helpful function to get a set of periods. For example, if you know this year January to October, what is the sales, you can use this starting point and specifying the end point. So the same thing you can achieve by using opening period, right? Instead of specifying year, you can simply specify this. How can you achieve the same using opening period? It's a pretty long one, but let me try that. I know the ending point is October. What is the starting point? Starting point can be get using opening period of month. I want month of which member? Of the second member, whatever I have specified here. So these guys first opening period is, it will be something around Jan, I guess. Sorry, it is returning only October. So what you can do to get the opening period? Let's try to use couple of functions. So one thing we can do is dot parent will take you to year, and it will give you the January as the starting point, and you can see. So this is how you can make use of different functions to get the required output. And what you will have so many ways to achieve the same. You either using by dot parent, or by using lag function, not lag, or by using even using lag function you can go to the starting month, or you can use parallel period. So there are so many ways. It's always depends on you, what is your requirement and which suits better. So based on that, you have to take the call. So the periods to date function will have two parameters. The first parameter is the decider of the starting point, and the second parameter is the decider of the ending point. So using which you can get a period, a set of values, a set of members based on your requirement. The next function we are going to discuss is last periods. If you know any particular member and if you want to get last 10 periods, this is very funny function and very useful one. I'm taking the same query, select from so and so on 0, and if you know this member, and whatever the member you pass, if you want to get last 3 periods, then you can use the last periods function. Let me drag adventure works. So as you can see, this guy is returning October 2003 sales. Let me, okay, this query is returning October 2003 sales. The last periods, this is the function name. If I specify 3 and this member, so what it will do, from starting from this member, it will fetch you last 3 periods, that is October, September and August. If you specify 10, it will get you last 10 periods. If you specify 13, it will get you last 13 periods. The beauty of this one is you don't need to change based on the member. If you member level, if you pass semester and if you pass 3, it won't bother. It will simply return you last 3 semester sales. If you pass any year, then it will return you last 3 year sales if exists. So 2003, I think we have sales for last 3 years. So the last periods will get you the last n number of member sales. For example, if you provide 10, it will give you 10 years or 10 months or 10 quarters, depends on the second parameter value you are passing. So even this last period function is very useful. Why? Because in few reports they want to see last 3 months sales, last 4 months sales based on from the current month, last 10 months sales, last 4 weeks sales. So this is quite common requirement, showing the last 3 periods or last 4 periods. So instead of that, you can go with this option. Okay. Now let's see YTD, year to date, the most frequently used function in MDX. Quarter to date, year to date, these results will be published for every company for every quarter. I think quarterly will get QTD, half-yearly will get YTD, semester to date, and yearly you will get YTD. YTD stands for year to date. Let's see how this YTD works. So if I specify YTD of some function, of some member, let's say 2003, then it will start from 2001 at the first year, and then it will get up to 2003. But here if you see, by default an year level was expected, no such level was found in the queue. So this is the most common error that everyone will get, and to be frank, I got this error when I started using YTD, and by seeing this error, I didn't find any solution. When I started my career on MDX or BI pack, there was no much support, no online forums, nothing like that. So I didn't find an answer for this. So what I've done was I left this and I started using periods to date function as an alternate for this. So for this YTD, you can use periods to date as alternate. But now, if you search for this in Google, let me take Google, and if you search for this, you will get thousands of URLs where you can find the solution. And fortunately, our stands in the first column, and you can see by default a year level was expected, no such here, so and so. And yeah, and the remaining sites are. You have so many options here for this. You have only one reason for getting here, and to fix this, it is very clearly explained in this particular site, in this particular post. If you don't understand what I'm going to explain in next couple of minutes, you can go through this post also. It's clearly explained in this post. Now let's go back to the issue. What is this issue? Why it is saying? It is saying a year level was expected, no such level was found in the queue. But here what you are asking clearly, the reason is by selecting the read properties. You can find attribute type, a property called attribute type or something like that. Let me show you. Or usage. Yeah, type. It is showing as regular. So to make the YTD function works, to make the full use of YTD functions defined by Microsoft in MDX, you have to follow a couple of things. First thing is the dimension from which you are using the member. The member is being used from the dimension time. So the dimension type should be changed to time dimension. Instead of regular, it should be time dimension. The first thing you have to do is changing it to time dimension. And next thing you have to do is the year, the type should be changed to under date, under calendar, you'll find years. You have years, right? You have to select it as years. In the same way, the semester should be changed to something like half year will be available. Under calendar, half year, yeah, here it is, half years. The quarters, it should be not a currency, it is date, calendar. Where is quarters? Can you see quarters here? Quarters. In the same way, the month should be months. So let me go to the calendar. Can you see months here? Here it is. So you have to make these changes. Then only the server will understand, okay, this guy is pulling a member that is from time dimension. So if I execute this now, still it is throwing error. Why? Because I simply change it. I made to process. So let me process this. So what I've done now, I changed the dimension type to time dimension, and then these attributes I changed it to respective things like years to year, calendar year to years, calendar semester to half years, calendar quarter to quarters, and English month name to months. Let me process this and re-execute the same MDX query, and let's see the wonder what it is going to do. So the cube is processed now. And let me go here and execute this. Now you can see it is getting the YTD. YTD means it starts from that year and it will get you till that year. So whenever you are dealing with YTD, year is the first one. Always better if you give the next members. For example, if you give semester 2 of 2002, it starting from the year, it will give you till that semester. It is similar to periods to date, right? But periods to date will have one more parameter than this. But this is the simplest way of getting year to date sales. If you provide some month, let's say I am providing November of 2001. So this year starts from January, but I don't have sales from January. I have sales from July. So from July to November. This is how you can play with this year to date function. So year to date function is very, very useful function. Why? Because people ask for this information always. So one of the requirements is provide YTD, year to date sales. Another requirement, provide QTD, quarter to date sales. What is the quarter to date sales? Okay. Now this is about YTD. Let's see the next one. You don't have a semester to date. You have only quarter to date next. So the quarter to date is very similar to this. I'm copying the same query. I'm taking QTD, and this month November belongs to the 4th quarter. So starting from the quarter starts at October, and it will get you up to this particular month, whatever the month I have specified. Now I'm giving one more thing, that is 12. Let me go for the month 12. That means it has to return October, November, and December. What will happen if I provide year? If I provide any year, then how would this guy is going to return? If I provide 2003, I'm asking for quarter to date, but I'm providing a member which is above to the level of the quarters. So it won't do anything. It will not return anything. So always remember, quarter to date will accept anything that is under quarters. What is under quarters that is present here? You have only months. In the same way, year to date will work fine, or will work as you expected when you provide any member that any level that is present under the particular, any member from the level that is present under the year level. So year to date and quarter to date works fine. The next one is month to date. How this month to date works? To explain this, I don't have any level under this to explain about this month to date. What I can do here is, I can provide time key or full date key in this one as the next level, right? This is the month name, and each month has 30 or 29 or 31 days. Okay, so I can make use of the full date to demonstrate the month to date function. Let me process the cube again. I forgot to add this earlier, or else I would have added it before I processed the cube last time. So anyhow, it is not going to take more time. So no. Periods to date and this quarter to date and YTD is fixed. It starts from year. QTD is fixed. It starts from quarter. But period date you can specify from where it has to start. It is one function which fulfills all the requirements like QTD, semester to date, and week to date, and so on. But here you have different functions. Each function for each level, I can say. Now let's finish one. It is still processing. And remember, you can use this only in hierarchies. This works better in hierarchies, and this is why I was telling hierarchies plays a major role in working in MDX. This is still processing. Yeah, this is done. Let me close this, and to get the new hierarchy, let me go to done. I'm taking this query to demonstrate MTD, that is month to date. MTD from due date, I'm taking a particular, I don't know which date, it is 17th of so and so month, sorry 19th of 7th month, and the year is 2001. Let's see what this MTD returns. MTD returns that particular month sales starting from day 1 to the 17th or 20th. So month to date, the to date, that is the end date, is specified as the member. So start date is month. If it is YTD, then the start date is year and end date is the month whatever you specified. You can see it here. Okay. And if you take a QTD, it's again the same. The starting is quarter and the end date is whatever you specified. This is how it works. In the same way, you can go for WTD. The next one, what we're going to discuss, week to date. A week level is not provided, so you need to specify the week level to make use of the week to date function. Week to date function, what it will do? It will specify what is the starting point from the week start date to the particular date you specified. If I specify 3rd of Jan, then week to date will give you week 1, 2, 3. If I give 17th of Jan, what is the 17th? 17th belongs to the week 3 and it will return 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 sales. So this is how the week to date function works. So I hope you are clear what needs to be changed before these functions to make these functions work. Like as I explained you have to change the dimension type and also the attribute types. So this is about the different functions that are available in the time. We have discussed about lots of functions, YTD, QTD, MTD, WTD. And we also discussed about last periods, previous member, next member, parallel period, and also we discussed about periods to date. So go through this video again and again and again. If you don't know this, you will get lot hell of questions in interviews from these concepts, and it is very don't keep that one in mind. Don't worry about the interview. You worry about how to survive. To say that you are a perfect MDX developer, you need to know each and every function from this one. You need to practice again and again. Why? Because it's not difficult to remember what a function will do, but it's always difficult to remember. It's always difficult to keep in mind that what a function will take as input as parameters. So for example, parallel period will take 3 parameters. You should know what is the first parameter and what is it meant for, what is the second parameter and what it is for, and same with the third parameter. In the same way, if you take last periods or time periods to date or opening period and closing period, you should be familiar with the parameters that you need to pass and what that function will do and what it will do with each parameter, how it will get benefited to get retrieve the result that you are looking for or that you are expecting to get by making use of the parameters. So go through these functions, and we're going to wind up this MDX in the next session by discussing with a couple of complex calculations. Like we have seen basic calculations in last session, and we are going to see a couple of complex calculations, and after discussing about the subcubes, a very small concept, then we are going to end this here. And there is a couple of things to add, KPIs and so on, which is not required at this point of level, and which is very rarely used one. I can say once in 20,000 projects. You don't use those concepts, so don't need to worry about that. Be a master with whatever we discussed in the sessions. This is more than enough for MDX. So we're going to wind up this MDX in next session, and from the later session we are going to start discussing about SSRS concepts. Thank you very much. Catch you tomorrow in next session.